Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. So, I want to talk today about a topic a couple of different things in the same topic. Let's put it this way. If you all saw yesterday, uh, China tested their artificial sun, okay, trying to generate power using nuclear fusion instead of nuclear fission. And supposedly the thing worked and got up to 70 million degrees Celsius, which is about 5 times hotter than the sun. And it lasted for, I think it was about 17 minutes. My guess is the reason it only lasted for 17 minutes was that's probably when the warranty ran out and the damn thing broke. But, that's beside the point. So if you want to know where all your money's going when you buy stuff that's made in China, that's what's going on. Okay, but yeah, just think about the possibilities of China doing something with whatever you want to call it, an apparatus that can heat something to 70 million degrees Celsius. Oh, I don't know, boil the oceans? Go for it. Okay, that should do it pretty instantly. But I thought that was kind of interesting, and it kind of leads me into what I want to talk about today that's a lot more prepping oriented. We all talk about security, whatever weaponry we have, whatever light systems, alarm systems, camera systems we have, everything like that. And that's fabulous. We should all have stuff like that. But what I want you to think about real quick is an SHTF situation that many people in the last year and a half for sure, for a long time, but, it's really come to the forefront the last year and a half, have faced. And that's, burn, loot, and murder. Okay? What does all the protesters like to do? Well, they like to set fire to things. So let's think this is your house. Now, people have ideas of grandeur. It's like, oh, it's going to be the shootout at the OK Corral. I'm going to be on my front porch and they're going to be out in the street and we're going to be trading volleys of ammunition back and forth like, it's some Bruce Willis movie or something like that. That's not what's going to happen. Okay. Probably could. Okay. I guess anything's possible. What's more likely is Molotov cocktails, which seems to be the weapon of choice. And now they throw a burning bottle, if you will, through a window, on your roof, whatever would be. Easiest way to get you out of your house is to burn you out. Okay, they could try to storm it, but who cares? They're not looking at taking over your house. They're not going, hey, cool, look, that's a nice place to live. Let's go see what's in it. They're just looking to create mayhem. Okay, and whether or not this is your protesters, your rioters, your anarchists, or whether this is a marching band of marauders coming down the street or the foreign military somewhere. They really aren't concerned with taking your possessions. Maybe a little bit, but primarily it's just to cause mayhem. So what are you going to do? What do you have in the way of protection? Do you have one of these or many of these? Okay. You should have multiple fire extinguishers, small ones. That's my kitchen one, just because it's easier to move around here. Okay. In your house, in your garage. Okay. So let's say you should have one in the kitchen. You should have one in your laundry room. Okay. You should certainly have one in your garage, potentially if you've got a barn or a shed. Anywhere where you've got something that could feasibly catch fire. Burn dinner, okay, grease fires in the kitchen. Dryer, something like that, we see dryer fires. People forget to clean out the lint trap and the dryer, and poof, all of a sudden the dryer's on fire. Many stories about gasoline that you store in your barn, your shed, your garage, going up, whatever it would be. You need to have multiple fire extinguishers in your house, and you need to know what they are good for. You know, the one I just showed you is good for a grease fire. It's my kitchen one, okay? I don't really need one that, you know, is rated for gasoline, though it probably is, okay? I'm not going to go through it. I just know it's good for grease. You know, look and see what each one is good for and put it in the appropriate place. Okay, so there's the first part. So let's bring this up. Do you have one of these? Fire escape ladder. Okay, now that one's good for 3 stories. Obviously, I don't have a mansion. Okay, but I do have 2 floors in my house. And if a fire happens in the middle of the night, chances are I'm in bed. Okay, now, like most houses, there's one way upstairs, the stairwell. Okay, that's it. You know, I don't have 2 sets of stairs or servants' quarters or anything like that. You know, again, I don't live in a mansion, like probably most people. Now, if you live in a single-story house, okay, you probably don't need this unless you're on a hill or something. But how do you get out of the house if the house is on fire? And again, it could be marauders. It could be an electrical short in the middle of the night. I mean, hell, everybody's got their Christmas trees up, or probably taking them down at this point. But, you know, how many times do we hear about stories about Christmas tree fires? You know, I'm just giving an example, but, you know, most of the time your Christmas tree's on the first floor, you're sleeping on the second floor. Houses are built where, you know, there must be multiple points of exit. Well, that's great. I've got windows in my bedroom upstairs, but I'm not jumping 20 feet to get out of my house. You know, I mean, it's great. I got out of the house, I broke my leg, I'm laying there, I can't move, the fire spreads, and I'm burning my yard. So you need a way to get out. The other thing that this is good for, and this is especially if you've got kids or whatever, let's say it is a home invasion in the middle of the night, which is, you know, common time for somebody to break into the house. You, your spouse, may be the one going to confront the marauders, you know, or the robbers or the burglars or whatever they are. You certainly don't want your 6 and 7-year-old kids, you know, being the one who's responsible for protecting the house. Not saying they can't. There's plenty of kids out there that are extremely well versed with firearms. But most parents are going to say, let me take care of it. I'm not sending my kid to go do something while I go escape. Okay, that's my point. There's a way for the kid to get out of the house, or your wife to get out of the house, or grandma to get out of the house and run, rather than worry about what's going on downstairs. Okay, think about different things in regards to fire preparation or escape preparation. There may be a time that you need to get out of the house. How are you going to do it? You know, just because you live on, you know, the second floor, you know, you're in an apartment, second floor, third floor, whatever it is, unless you're in a skyscraper somewhere. Most apartments I've ever lived in have only been tops three-story buildings. Most of them are 2. Here's something that you can get out. The apartment complex burns. I lived in an apartment complex one time when one of the buildings caught fire. Mrs. P was there at the same time. So when we were in Utah. You know, everybody got out, no big deal, but most apartments have one door to get out of the house. That's it, okay? And you've got windows or whatever for other ones. You're on the second floor, you're on the third floor, you need something, okay? These things aren't that expensive, but it's a prep that literally for, I don't know what this thing costs, probably $50, literally could save your life. So just something to think about. Love to hear what your other comments are, you know, other things that you may have put back, because, you know, God knows Maybe there's something I can add to my preps that I haven't thought about. Please let us know down in the comments. Oh, and if you're going to be one of our Karens and go, I don't need a fire extinguisher because I'm in New York and we can't burn stuff anymore, go pound sand. See y'all later. Pinball out.